Hello and welcome to A Wild Season, a look back at the Wilmot Wild's quest for the Meredith Cup, the ultimate prize in Ontario Junior C lacrosse. After an undefeated 2015 regular season, which carried over into the first round of the playoffs, the Wilmot Wild were swept by the Six Nations Warriors, one of their biggest rivals. With a slew of returning players in 2016, the Wild had some unfinished business on their minds as they looked for the first championship in team history, something they'd only come close to once in their inaugural season, losing in the Western Conference Finals to the Halton Hills Bulldogs.
I remember talking to the coaching staff during training camp in Kitchener in March, and Greg turned to me and Jamie and said, "I think this is the best team we're ever going to have."
I think from the outset, when guys came to camp, there was an excitement there. Guys knew there was an opportunity to create something special here, and it just rolled through the dressing room.
We knew coming in that we had a strong team this year. And I mean, the motto the boys picked up pretty quick was championship or bust. So I mean, you can tell the mentality across the board was, we're going to take a run at this.
It was always seemed to be missing something. They seemed to find it early, and you just kind of go, this is a big step up. I think we have an opportunity here to do something special.
Bounces it to himself. Dayball
The Wild continued their undefeated regular season streak into 2016, winning their first 5 games and outscoring their opponents 57-28.
Tucks it 5-hole. Holds it, feeds it across, quick shot, side of the net, scores! Nice play. Working it around 126 in the power play. Wyman in, tucks it over the shoulder.
What a great goal.
Nagy has it. Nice pass to Wyman. He scores. It's 8-1. Muckler on a break. Muckler coming in, scores. So they're just running wild through the West Division here.
Their first test of adversity came on May 19th against the team that swept them in the playoffs the previous year, the Six Nations Warriors.
Last ditch shot, just bounce pass, rebound, controlled, scores!
The game was physical, with over 100 penalty minutes handed out between both teams.
And then gets a high stick, some punches being thrown in on top. Not sure who's at the bottom of it, feeds it back out.
The Wild kept it close, but they were outscored 7-2 in the third period and lost their first game of the season.
About the hands, Tyler Verutis. As he loads up, long shot. And you cannot stop Sid Powless tonight. Other way, another breakaway. Powless in alone scores. Sid Powless loads up and fires. Powless jogged it out, long shot, and didn't see it.
That was a bad,
and Tanguay turns it right over to Powless.
Oh my goodness.
And when you give him a chance like that, he's not going to make a mistake. This one's a tough one to swallow. 17-11 the final.
I think after the game was over, there was a lot of hurt and dejection, and it was a rallying point for us. Guys said, we're better than this, and they obviously proved it that moving forward after that game.
I think that a loss like that really humbles a lot of the guys in the room. I think that a team that goes in beating everybody is going to often be all up in their head, very cocky.
The players, the coaches all can tell whether we gave it 100% or, and there are those games you come out and things just aren't going to go your way. You're missing those balls. Your goaltender's having a bad night, you're hitting a bunch of goal posts, you name it, and Six Nations came in and they handed it to us. I don't think there was anybody who said that was, we gave it everything we had. It was a terrible game. They played well, we were terrible at all aspects of the game.
I think the coaches did a really good job of turning that whole experience into something that they could build off and become stronger the rest of the way, and it worked out because we went till we lost to Fergus, with another string of wins in a row. So we really built on that, and were able to come back and beat Six Nations later on.
Got some speed, passes off. Now there's the shot.
Wilmot refused to let a loss slow them down, winning their next few games and proving to their opponents that they were serious Meredith Cup contenders.
Pass goes to the middle, wide open. It's Hayden Berger, and he tucks a beautiful goal. As they work the perimeter, Wyman cuts the middle, takes the shot, and Matt Wyman.
Nice trailer inside, and there's another goal. Back over the shoulder, what a pretty play. Tyler Nagy.
Foot race to the net, Max Simic coming down the floor, takes the shot, and he scores. What a goal, Ryan Max Simic. As they've had a great start to this year, and there's another goal.
The Wild would only lose one more game in the regular season to the Fergus Thistles. Wilmot and Fergus would end up tied in first place, but through a tiebreaker, Wilmot settled into the second seed.
Felt like we had something to prove. Being tied for first and finishing second, that's a rough go, but everyone gave us that short end of the stick, so we were really on a mission starting playoffs.
I think our intensity level is definitely up. We were looking forward to going as far as we can, and I think we really bonded as a team.
Most of these kids growing up, that's a rivalry from the time these kids are 7, 8 years old playing minor lacrosse in Kitchener. The Fergus Center Wellington rivalry. Games are always tough with them, no matter where you are in the standings. And it was a bit of a blow. The boys wanted that first place, but it was also another motivating factor.
Top. Nice pass down low and Mimico.
The Wild enjoyed home floor advantage for the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. The 7th place Mimico Mountaineers surprised Wilmot in the first round with a good showing in Game 1, but the Wild would sweep the team in 2 games.
Once said and done, as the shot comes in, there's a tying goal.
Number gets circled.
And there's a shot just like that. Mimico's back in front. The counterattack.
I think they were very tense. But I think we've found out over the last couple of years is, especially if you end up in first place or second place, you're playing the 7th or 8th place team. And in the past, we had beat Mimico solidly, 15 goals in the previous years, and I think that crept in. The guys just didn't come out ready to play.
It's 4-3.
I thought we went into Mimico a little bit light. They stepped it up, they played hard, and we didn't start playing until the 3rd period of the first game, and that was tough for sure.
It doesn't matter how much we as the coaching staff or executive talk to the players and say, this Mimico team, they gave us trouble in the regular season. I mean, we beat them, but they were not the team they were last year. They've got some good minor programs coming up through. They got some exceptional coaching this year. And you know what? We needed to worry, and our guys didn't. They came in flying high. And you know what? Again, I think a good time for a bit of a scare was that Game 1. And then, it allowed our guys to kind of refocus, regroup, and then go back into Mimico a couple nights later and take the series.
There between Smith and Muckler. And now Smith keeps going at Muckler.
Their second round opponent would be a familiar
one.
one.
Thomas Miller in there. He drops the gloves. He's ready to go.
When we met them in that playoff round, the boys didn't hang their heads. They didn't think, oh, here we go again, Six Nations.
Around the net. Maximic.
Sure, their top old guys have crazy talent, but you know what? We're deeper, we're stronger, we're a better unit.
I was pumped. I wanted revenge. I wanted to beat them again. I knew we could beat them, so I was just looking forward to taking it to Six Nations.
After that Mimico series, we knew it was going to be a whole different team and a whole lot harder. We knew we had to stop their power, and we knew our goalies had to step up. And then on the offensive side, we knew we had to put the ball in the net a lot because we knew they were going to score a lot.
My main goal of the whole year was to play them again and hopefully get the win in that series. I think a lot of our guys were nervous, but after those first couple of games, we just really started picking up momentum that we took into the other series in the playoffs.
Back down the floor as well, and then Forster getting into it. Forster gave a shot to Martin, and then a jumping hit at the end of it. They've got everything off right now.
Daniel Henhock taking exception to his goalie getting ran, but when you come out of the crease, you're free game.
Obviously, once the goalie comes out of the crease, you can hit him, right? The fight gets the guys going. So I kind of think we patted him on the ass and gave him a good job for stepping up and fighting someone, and kind of sparked us and got us going for sure.
Carrying across, less than 6 minutes to go here in game one. Maximic still has it. Jordy Dayball walks across, fires a long one, and Dayball ices it. Wilmot Wild make a statement in round 2.
Well, I think when you beat an organization like Six Nations who has such depth, they could probably have 3 junior C teams with the amount of players they have playing in their organization. So, we were seeing a different lineup pretty much every night, and they were throwing everything they could throw at us, from intermediate players, midget players, senior C players, and you know, for us to come in the same 18 guys every night and be able to get that win, it's quite satisfying, and it's quite rewarding to know that we stuck with our 18 and we were able to get through.
I just remember the guys in the room after the game were just proud of each other, and not even proud of themselves, but just proud of what we've done as a team.
That was a huge victory, morally and for confidence, just beating them, especially after taking that one-game loss handily to them in Game 2.
Winning their second-round series against Six Nations in 4 games, the Wild would move on to the Western Conference Finals for the first time since their inaugural season in 2011.
Well, I think we came into that series a little bit of the underdogs, being the second-place team, even though we ended up with the same record during the regular season. But I think we came in with a little bit more confidence, and I think they came in with a bit of arrogance.
Fergus Thistles may have edged Wilmot in the standings, but home floor advantage didn't seem to play a factor in this series.
I think having that Six Nations series was very beneficial to this team. We had to play at a very high level against Six Nations, and we were able to carry that forward into the Fergus series.
Though all the games were close, Wilmot built off their momentum from a big second-round win to sweep the Thistles in 3 games. The team had finally made it to the championship series with a real shot at winning the Meredith Cup.
Looking before the series, I don't think very many people would have predicted there's going to be a sweep either way coming out of that series. Both teams of that caliber and somewhat equal.
I felt amazing. That was a dream come true in my 5th year. Couldn't have asked for anything more. Sweeping them was even just a finer touch on the cake. They had been mouthy all season. We were pretty close and geographically, so there's a little more riding on that one, but to come out and bring it to them 3 games straight, that was amazing.
I think the 3 games were all very close. Physical games. I would have expected us probably to lose a game somewhere along the way, but the guys were playing at such a high level at that point. I don't know if we would have lost a game.
Fergus series, we played better as a unit. And, you know, we did get a couple breaks, a couple bounces. Our goaltending was outstanding. Our defense was solid. Our offense scored when needed. I mean, recipe for success.
It was very rewarding to see that all your hard work's paid off, and that everything that we do at home games and you know, for the players and the fans and the parents, you know, it's finally paid off, you know. And it was a very surreal moment. It was a very satisfying moment for the coaching staff, for the players, and for, you know, my family and everybody who puts up with me at the arena, you know, 6 nights a week during the summers. So it was nice to see us finally put that feather in our cap and get that monkey off our back and make it to the Meredith Cup.
It was an accomplishment. We didn't know what was going to happen moving forward, but as a franchise, to win the Western Conference Championship for the very first time, you had to be elated, and you wanted the boys to celebrate it because it was a huge victory for us.
We enjoyed it as a team that night. Definitely rode into the next day. You got to keep thinking ahead in a playoff series like that. We had a best of 4 coming against either Peterborough or Clarington, and we knew we had to be ready. That was going to be an uphill battle.
It was great after, for sure, to be the first Wilmot Wild team to win the Western Conference. But we knew it wasn't over, and we knew Clarington was going to be a good battle for us.
And now McKinnon still in possession, barging towards the net. He shoots, he scores. Stephen Walsh just lofts it down the floor, and it's collected by a teammate there. Getting a shot on was Matt Holiday, and it found its way past Chenier. Maximic fakes the pass, takes the shot, and the captain has the Wild on the board, rifling it off the post and in. It's 3-1. And now quick ball movement again, trying to get the shot away, and finding the net is Trevor Kennedy.
Here we go.
Now we got a scrap in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
You had to think Coughlin was going to get mixed up in one sooner or later. Now, quick ball movement, Liam Osborne back on it. Wyman's out of the box, and the shot on.
What a great night for our national sport here in Baden. Not the result the Wild wanted, but a great game.
Unfortunately, the Hollywood finish was not meant to be.
Clarington Shamrocks have swept the Wilmot Wild here in the 2016 Meredith Cup.
The Clarington Shamrocks proved to be too much for the Wild, sweeping the championship series to take home their 4th Meredith Cup since 2010.
Fans in the West End have their phones out recording the celebration.
I was proud of the fact that we came back here. A lot of teams would just fold it up and you know, we're not good enough, but the guys bear down, and we lost a really close game. And they did everything they could. And after that, no matter, you know, whether we got off slow starts, which was, you know, how do you get guys to be ready to go on the opening? That's something they have to be prepared for. And I think it's something that they just kept working at. And all we said to them was, when the final whistle blows, if you can look at yourself in the mirror and you know that you left everything on the floor, then you know, it's not the end of the world.
To learn to win, you got to sort of lose. And for a lot of the guys who are continuing on this team, they're going to be able to take those memories and realize that maybe a couple things that we didn't do in that series that they can do next year and the years coming to make them a successful team in the Meredith Cup.
Number one was to enjoy the moment and don't leave anything in the dressing room. Leave it all out on the floor. So at the end of the season, you know, there's no regrets. And you know what, although we did get swept in that series, I don't believe there's any regrets. I think every player, even our call-ups, gave everything they had in that series, and they have a lot to be proud of.
Some counterattack here. Ben Dobb on the breakaway, makes the lead. He scores! Wow. Ben Dobb on the power play. Don't think people expected to hear that. As they work it around curves, quick ball movement going inside, and Barutis makes it 5-2, just guides that one into the top corner.
In that last game here, I don't think anyone had anything left. They gave it all, and it just wasn't meant to be. And but it's something you learn from, and you know it now. They all know what it's like to be in a championship round and what the expectations are, and something they can certainly move forward, whether it's in lacrosse or everyday life. It's just something you have to rise to the challenge, and something we'll keep on moving forward on.
I don't think there's any more pride than that, and the boys can't show how much more they care than the way they played right to the end.
And it goes straight for Brody Monroe. Monroe finds Osborne, the shot in the goal.
It's hard because you don't play that team at all during the season, right? So you don't know who their scorers are, who you got to stop. And probably a few days later, you're still kicking yourself, but maybe a week later, you're glad to be that first team to break through. And now the guys coming up got to do it with Meredith.
I don't know, just playing Clarington in the Meredith Cup itself, win or lose, that was an experience itself. The atmosphere is great in their rink and our rink, the bus rides with the boys, just something you don't forget.
You know what, it's pretty bittersweet. Knowing that I might never play lacrosse again is pretty tough, but at the same time, I realized that we made some history this year and I had a great time doing it.
Our veteran players will have more leadership, the experience on what it takes to get to that next level. They've learned so much this year. And we do only lose 4 players off this year's team. Now some guys may choose to try to promote themselves somewhere else, which is what we like to see them do. But for those that are still here, the experience is invaluable.
Now we've got that experience, and I can see us playing with a lot more confidence next season during the regular season, knowing that we are the reigning Western Conference champions, and if anybody else wants to get to the Meredith Cup from the West, it's going to have to go through Wilmot.
It still feels a little bit empty to me. I don't know. For me, if we didn't win the Meredith, the season kind of was a write-off. But it's pretty cool being a Western Conference champion, first Western Conference champion in Wild history, and just being on the leadership group that brought the guys here is amazing.
Proves to the guys that we have done it now, and that puts more on the guys coming up that we can do it again, and we got to go farther next time for sure.
It was just a really good group of guys. Got along well, had lots of laughs in the dressing room, and gave it everything they had. And, you know, got to very close to winning a Meredith Cup championship, and, you know, that's something you can never take away from them.
If you look at Wilmot history, the short history that we have, you see that how we're climbing that ladder. And I look at this as, you know, we may not win it next year kind of thing. I'm not putting a timetable on it, but that's not the last time Wilmot's going to be in the Meredith Cup. And I believe strongly it's just a matter of time before Wilmot's hoisting that cup.
Though the outcome wasn't the one they were looking for, the Wild remained proud of their historic 2016 season, one that saw them win the Western Conference for the first time. And with a group of returning players now armed with playoff experience, the team looks primed for another run at the Cup in 2017. For our producer, Rachel Wolf, and everyone here at Rogers TV, I'm Justin Fota. Thanks for joining us.
As they work the perimeter, Wyman cuts to the middle, takes the shot, and Matt Wyman.
And now behind the plate, throwing haymakers is Forster. Muckler on a break. Muckler coming in, scores.
Nice trailer inside, and there's another goal. Pretty play from the Wild.
Loose ball here. Oh! Wyman, nice pass inside. Verutis puts it home.
The foot race back the other end. Here go the Wild. Muckler in alone. Muckler shoots, scores.
Nice check. Thrown there. Oh, Tyler Verutis. Now up top, here's Brown with a shot just like that. It's 4-4, Winston Brown.
Has 2 from Six Nations on him, but still has it. Rolls back out in front. Wyman in front, scores!
And Finoro finds his man in front, and Curbs finishes it off.